Welcome back to the Bourne Network's Marble Championship final season. We have the 5th event. After this, we will be halfway through the season. This is Balancing, one of the most popular events in the Bourne Network's Marble Championship. And I am joined by Pesky today.
Hello everybody, yeah, this is one of the fan favorites, a interesting format that TBN has, and it will definitely shake up the field. That line there is a designation for points, and getting your marble in that little yellow chute there will get you a full 150 points. Let's see how the marbles will do in this iteration of Balancing.
Yes, we have only seen a bullseye be done once before in the last season with the Midnight Stars. The hosts got their own bullseye. But we get started off with the Diving Dolphins here. Will show us how it's done. They've had a good start to the season, a better start than most people thought they would have. And look at this! Wow, we almost had a bullseye right at the start there.
They had us in the first half, not gonna lie. The marbles really split to the side at the beginning, but they just kept their composure and made it pretty far and won, almost getting a bullseye. That's pretty good for the Diving Dolphins, a team that has been surprising everybody so far in these first 4 events. Let's see what their title will be. 325 is not bad. We'll have to see how that shakes up for the rest of the event.
Now, the Red Riots. 3 medals in 4 events. The last event did not go their way, but they still lead the championship. Can they get it back on track? 1 falls off, 2 falls off. Are they going to get 1 to the end? No! They will not have a finisher.
The Red Riots fans definitely going to be riding after that. That was not a great balance for the championship leaders. And maybe they are running out of steam after such a great start. Maybe they're coming back down to earth. 264 is way off the mark that the Diving Dolphins set. So they're going to be definitely in the bottom half of the standings for this event. We'll have to see that. Let's go to the black markers for run number 3.
Black markers been consistent in these first 4 events. One of them falls off instantly, but are they going to have 2 finishers? They do. That might take the provisional lead so far, although that 1 marble falling off immediately. Look at that, and then rides the measuring tape all the way to the end. No, you're not going to get away with that, sir.
Similar thing, I think, was that Diving Dolphins did in the distance drag there. But the black markers, who currently sit 2nd in the championship, a 348 puts them in provisional first, so they might, seeing where the Red Riots placed in this event, take the lead in the championship. As we go on to the UltraViolets in the 4th heat. A difficult start to the season, trying to claw their way back here, and it's not going well at all. 3 go off immediately, and the UltraViolets' difficulties continue.
Oh, they all splayed to the sides as soon as they went off, and they couldn't get it going again. Look at that. The back 2 marbles bounced into the front 2. It was just poor coordination, it looked like. Oh, and that is last of the first 4 runs for the UltraViolets. Fans wondering what is going on right now. The team does not look like they do back when they won season 2. But Berry Blasters, let's not get stuck up with this. Berry Blasters, this is a good run. Almost a bullseye. 2 of them make it to the end. That's more like it.
Yeah, great run from the Berry Blasters there. They're also struggling in the standings, I believe sitting in dead last, but that will definitely help them a lot. But 1 did fall off pretty early, just like the black markers, but I think it might definitely challenge there. It looked really well, and it does. 369 puts the Berry Blasters in provisional P1.
Now the Icechippers, can they beat the Berry Blasters' new mark? They got gold in the distance drag. The other 3 events haven't been too good, but there is a lot of time for them to catch up. 2 of them fall off instantly. They're not going to have 1 make it to the end. And that, I'm afraid, is not going to challenge for any high positions.
Yeah, but those 2 that did get pretty far down will definitely help them get into maybe the top half in the standings in this event rather. But those 2 dropping off early definitely hurt. Their coordination not good for a team who has not really been great in team events. They sit in 4th provisionally, well off the mark set by the top 4 teams so far. Now we go to the Windbreakers. in heat 7 out of 16. Windbreakers have been doing pretty consistent this season, sitting in the middle of the standings, and that is definitely not consistent there. At least the consistency that they wanted. 3 fall off before the second Lego set. That's not what they wanted.
Well, it was consistent. They consistently fell off early. One of them gets a little of the ways down, but that might be provisionally last. 209! Ugh! Windbreakers. Not a single marble over 100. That is not what you want to be doing, as Team Clarity is about to round off the first half of balancing.
Off they go, and also a very terrible start here. One does get all the way to the end, but definitely will not be challenging for a podium with that very almost opaque teamwork there. Falling off very early.
It's got to be one of the fastest runs we have seen to the end of the balancing course. Very quick, but speed is not always the best way down the beam. 261, they will take provisional 6th. So actually, the Berry Blasters, the Black Markers, and the Diving Dolphins hold the provisional podium at the moment. Red Riots, we thought that run wasn't too great, but then we saw quite a few worse ones after that.
Now, starting out the second half of the event, the Starlights. Also having not a great start to the season here, and not a great start to this event here. One's holding on, will get a bullseye. That will definitely help them after their first few marbles really did not do well. That's the first one we've seen in this event.
Look at that. Almost falling off, but then managing to bring it back into the middle for a bullseye. Look at this. Wow, you cannot get closer to falling off than that. 150, but the other 3 did so poorly, it's not even going to be a provisional podium. So mixed feelings for the Starlight's run there as we head to the Flaming Cobras, the record holders for balancing. How are they going to do here? 2 of them straight down the middle. It's not going to be a bullseye, but that was a good run from the Flaming Cobras.
Definitely was indeed, but I think because they didn't get 2 finishers, that might actually hurt them, because we have seen that those 2 finishers do help so much in this event. And I think those other marbles might not have been enough, but we'll have to see, and it definitely wasn't. Only putting them in 4th. So we've seen now that getting more finishers is better than consistency. Now we go to the Iron Skies in heat number 11. And they're off, and they're doing pretty well. They got 3 going on now, and 2 of them were finished, and 1 will get a bullseye. The Iron Skies, what an amazing run there.
That could even challenge for the record, as the record, if you remember from Season 5, does not actually have a bullseye, and that run looked very consistent. They bounced into each other at the start, but they managed to keep it on almost all the way down. 420! It's barely not the record, but it will be provisional first for the moment.
Very nice run there indeed. And now we go to the other Skies team, the host, the Emerald Skies, coming off of a gold medal in the last event. How will they do here? And they're holding on pretty well. 4 going now, and they'll have 3 to the end. The Emerald Skies are going for back-to-back gold medals. This, I assume, will knock the record out of the planet.
Barely missed the bullseye, but such a consistent run from the host. Fans going crazy. It is a new record. 467 for the Emerald Skies. Take the record from the Flaming Cobras. The fans are ecstatic.
Now the Wayfinders. Can they show any sign of challenging that run there? And they're doing decent, but will not be good enough. But they will get a bullseye. They'll definitely put them a little bit higher up in the results, but not good enough to challenge anywhere for even a top 5, I have to think.
It may not have been the best run, but that marble was almost straight down the middle. Arguably the best aiming that we have seen this entire event. Unfortunately, this is not aiming, this is balancing. 320. puts them in a decent position overall. Now, Team Watermelon. They used to be the champions of bouncing, but in previous seasons have not had the talent that they used to show on it. Now, two of them fall off instantly, but we have two bullseyes from Team Watermelon.
Definitely a crazy dynamic there. Looks like a few of their members still do have that bouncing prowess, as they were pretty much as precise as you can be. But those two that fell off early will have them way off the marks from the rest of the teams, I have to think.
381 despite two bullseyes. That puts them provisionally on the podium barely, with two more runs to try and knock them off. It will still be a great position for them as we head to the Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes have not had the best start. They got a medal in the last event, but otherwise, actually, one of them quite far down, but that still will not fight for a podium, and probably not for a top half either, looking at where those other three marbles fell off.
I think even with the finisher here, this might be one of the worst runs of the day so far. Three of them not even get past the second Lego board. And we'll have to see 13th out of 15, so they will beat two teams. But so much to be left on the board there, metaphorically and figuratively speaking. Now, the final run of the day. Team Horizon, the defending champions. Can they offer anything up after such a bad start to the season? And they're off here. Two fall off early, and nothing will really come from Team Horizon. So the gold medalists of bouncing will be the hosts, the Emerald Skies, with the dominant record.
A back-to-back gold medal performance for the hosts, and the crowd very much like that. Team Horizon are not showing the same prowess they showed last season. Perhaps, they got a silver in the last event, but other than that, it has been very poor. 12th for the defending champions. As we see the podium, the hosts standing proud for the second event in a row. The Iron Skies, their second time on the podium this season. Iron Skies very much showing up here. And Team Watermelon hold on to that podium spot. Berry Blasters just missing out. UltraViolet and the Windbreakers both down there 15th and 16th. Not many people are going to be happy about that. But the hosts jump up to the lead overall, with block pushing will be our next event.